Hey, I'm back. Oh my goodness. Gotta love technical difficulties. Hey, there we go. We're here. We're here. We're rocking. Apparently everything's on the wrong settings. Let me bump it back. There we go. That looks a little better. Hi! We're finally here. Oh my goodness. Let peoples know. You know, it is what it is. Oh. Alright, so where am I going here? Yeah, it's a hot one, guys. Alright, let's see if I got the right video here. Da, 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 da. So I think what happened with the cameras is because I totally last night re-updated the software, and then it just needed to be re-keyed in with some of my settings. So it's like, of course. Probably would have helped if I planned ahead of time, but I didn't. It's what it is. Anyway, so we're here. We're now going. All right, let's jump in. So if you remember, lately I made these really, I was going to say two, but there's really three cute cards here. Playing around with the new dies and stuff. So the query is, these are little cards, you know. I don't have envelopes for them, so I'm going to make some envelopes. So these are 3x4, the actual dimensions. So I need to figure out is a card size, envelope size that's going to work with these cuties. So it would help if I grab a scrap piece of paper. That would help considerably. So I got to read out some instructions. It would also help if I grabbed it ahead of time. Yes, technical difficulties galore. All right. Here we go. Okay, I need a pen or a pencil, doesn't matter. All right. 3x4 envelopes. So I have a cool little tool that this board can make envelopes. It helps you figure out the cut and the score lines and the folds and all that. So the story of this is I'll be honest, this is not a Stampin' Up thing. This originally my family gifted to me for my birthday several years ago. A similar version to this. It was a gift box version. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. So I had to find the envelope version. So on here has all my card sizes right on the kit. So it says here that the final envelopes will have an approximate 1/8 inch margin on all sides. So that helps. And this board is in inches. I do have the printout for the centimeters. Excuse me as I'm burping. But I use inches anyway. So 3x4. So I need a 6x6 piece of paper. Let me write that down. We'll test this out. And then 2 and 5/8 for the score. Super important. And this actually comes with a score blade. Super cool, eh? Okay, so let's grab me a 6x6. Let's test this out with a piece of designer series paper first, just to see how it looks. And then this can also be useful for cardstock and whatever. So let's see what we got to work with here in all our little goodies. So I'm just gonna grab some from this bundle. I'm just gonna grab literally the first piece I see. Ta-da. And we got some cute stuff here, by the way. Alright. I'm going to put this somewhere safe. Doodle's not on the run tonight because I'm just too tired, guys. So, alright. Now, it doesn't matter if it's cardstock or DSP, whatever. I never tried mailing these type of envelopes, so that's a whole different mess. But we will see. And actually has an instruction here. So select the card size, trim the paper to the paper size, align the left edge to the score line. So it was 2 and 5/8. So stick this in. 2 and 5/8. So when you line it up to the score line, punch, which I did, and score, which I'm doing right now. And then I'm just reminding myself, I haven't done this in a long time. Alright, so then from there, rotate the paper and line this up with the score guide. And then punch, and then score the next side. There we go, and then keep rotating. And what inspired me to pull this out, not only for this project, is, so as a bonus, not just a bonus, but as a cool thing about being a demonstrator is, there's demonstrator-only events that we can participate in. So Creativity Now has come and gone. And part of Creativity Now is the one demo, which I haven't watched the full presentation yet, was making her own envelopes. And I'm like, I got a trick for that. Okay, so that's good. So I've got 4 score lines on there. Now it gets better. Now on the bottom is the cutouts here. So I'm just going to throw those out. So flip this the other way. On the flip side, rounds out my edges. Like, this is the easiest envelope board ever. There we go. There's my envelope. Started. So pick this up, move it around. Like, I love this thing. So then flip over and then bring everything together. And we're going to test to see if this size is perfect. I'm going to use my regular bone folder because I like it better than that one. Just to smooth out my edges. Actually, I'm going to go the other way around. There we go. So then next is get some adhesive on here. On this section, that section. There we go. And then the last fold, and there's our envelope. Isn't that so cool? So let's see if this will fit. No, it doesn't. It doesn't fit. Oh yeah, because I realized this is not a 3x4. Okay. This is a 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Blonde moment, but that was still fun. Shit. Yep, that's when you know I'm having that good of a day. Okay, so start again. 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. That was fun. Alright, let's bring this back. Okay. So I can do 3 1/2 by 4 1/2, which will work. So that sheet of paper is going to be a little bigger. So I need a 6 by 3/4 by a 6 3/4. And my score line is 3 inches. Alright, let's try this again. For real. Now, I got to find a bigger piece of paper. Typical me to screw it up tonight. Yeah, that's typical. Anyway, that's something I haven't used in a while. Okay, so I need a bigger sheet of designer series paper, which we do have somewhere around here. So thankfully, this bundle has some bigger sheets I can play with. Cardstock works too, so it doesn't have to be that. I just like to use the pattern stuff. Alright, let's see what we got to work with. Yeah, let's go with that. Why not? Let's go with that sheet, just to work out how to make this again. Because it's been a few years. Alright, let's bring the cutting board, cutting thingy back in. Alright. And if there's comments, guys, I can't see them. Facebook likes to be a pain in the butt. So 3 3/4 or 6 3/4. Yep, I don't have my words tonight. Kitty, use my words. 6 3/4. 6 3/4. There we go. So there's a 6 3/4 cut piece. Let's try this again for real. First one was a good practice. I'll find a use for it somehow. Maybe I'll make some or whatever. Alright, so then 3-inch. And the rest is following that new line I made. But you get to see me do this twice, and how easy is this? So I'm really thinking of featuring something like these little cards at the next card class. Really thinking about it because this is cute. And it's just a fun way to, you know, be able to make a couple of little note card thingies or little thank you cards, etc., etc. Of course, this is a little gummed up right now, but that's okay. There we go. Because they're all stuck in there, that's why. That will do. There we go. It's knocking all the pieces out. Alright. So then we gotta do the flip side for the edges. There we go. We should have a good size now. We should. If I really screwed this one up. Alright, so drop that over. Alright, so same thing again. Fold these cuties in. And then the bottom one. There we go. Let's get some adhesive, fix this up. But someday, I'm going to actually make a real envelope and try to mail it out and see if it survives the transition. Alright, so there we go. There's our nice envelope. Alright, that should do. Yes, perfect. And it's got wiggle room too, which is even better. So, there we go. There's our envelope for the night. Super, super cool. Now I need to make 2 more. So I'm going to make 2 more while we're here. Well, that's a nice one. Oh, that's a nice one too. We're gonna go with it. So now I know what I'm doing. Alright, so I'll just speed through the remaining 2 envelopes, and then I have lots to think about if this was going to really become our class for July. It might very well. I'm deeply thinking about it. I want to know feedback at some point. Maybe there's feedback right now and I can't see it because Facebook's Facebook, but that's all good. Elaine, I love this paper, by the way. Because what I'm thinking is, if I do decide to do this at the class, I think at the class we'll make the envelopes. Not me pre-making them, because it gives people a chance to decide what kind of paper do they want to use on their envelope. At least in my opinion, anyway. Okay, that didn't score as well. There we go. That's a little better. Oops, went way off there. Sometimes it's a little hard to do. Okay, that one's good. So we're going to do the other one. So far good. We've got 2 on the go. Get rid of those, turn the other way. Punch out the little corners. Smooth the edges. There we go. We got 1. 2, 3, 4. All right, we're done with the board for real. So I'm just going to put my blade back in. Put that away. We're just going to finish these off, and then I'm good for the night. But yeah, hope you guys love these, because I do. I know I got like super quiet there. The joys of being tired, people. And lots of heat. And there we go. We are done. Alrighty, so there is 3 beautiful envelopes. And we're done. But yeah, I might look into making envelopes more often, because this is fun. And there we go. There's our 3 envelopes. So if you need special custom size envelopes that ideally you're not going to mail, let me know. Or if you want to mail it, that's entirely your risk. Alrighty. So there we go. That's fun of tonight. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you putting up with the technical difficulties and all. And we'll see you soon. I do plan to be back tomorrow, but we will see what happens. Have a great night. Bye.